Hey everyone! I love the look with my glasses, but they're too reflective, so we're gonna take them off. Anyway, Merry Christmas, and hopefully can give you some ideas on Christmas looks that you can do for 2020. But I'm gonna take it up a notch. It's not gonna be your typical like cute, family friendly, fun, red and green look. It's gonna be just a combination of a bunch of ideas I have together and a combination of different skills that I've learned throughout this process and that I've portrayed. For example, my Pennywise tutorial, which I'll link it. It's gonna be there, okay? I think I'm gonna link it up here. And I use a technique where I hide my eyebrows with glue, and you know what? We're doing that today. I don't know why, we're just gonna do it. And I'm also going to talk about snowflakes, because we've all heard that no two snowflakes are the same. We've all seen pictures of snowflakes, but then when we see it falling down, it just looks like little chunks. It doesn't look like anything pretty. But let's talk about why they actually look the way they do. They're gorgeous, and what are some of the reasons why no two snowflakes can be exactly alike. So let's get started. Hi. This is like ridiculous. I'm tired of not having eyebrows. Why do I do this? I don't need to do this. But I'm gonna throw on some eyebrows right now. I actually want to go a little higher than my natural eyebrow because I'm trying to give myself more space for eyeshadow. That's the whole purpose of me covering these things and making myself look totally different. Oh yeah, and I forgot that I put this on because I'm gonna put a wig on, and I just figured I'll get my hair out of the way while I can, while my glue was drying. And by the way, I didn't show the process of how to do this because I showed it in my Pennywise video, so make sure to check that out. And yeah, so now I'm gonna throw on some eyebrows, and I'm still undecided. Like at this very moment, I still don't know what I'm gonna do for eyebrows. Hold on. So I was going through and thinking, should I do red eyebrows, green eyebrows, candy cane eyebrows, but I decided to just do regular brown eyebrows, but I just want to change the shape, and I think I'm just gonna go straight up, honestly. This is just coming at me as I'm doing it. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Whew, okay, so just gonna create the outline. And I can still see my original eyebrows a little bit, so I'm using the top of those to give me the bottom of these new eyebrows. And now that I've reached that point, I'm just gonna swipe up for these little hairs. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna be doing. Now that I have my eyebrows on, I realize that it does need a tail, but I'm gonna be doing it with a red lip liner, and I'm gonna be leaving a little space right here. So I'm gonna be taking it and going down like this. Just at an angle, and then and finally connecting the triangle. Okay, and that gives it somewhat of an eyebrow effect. I'm gonna make it a little bit taller here. There we go. Now I'm gonna do this to the other side. Now I'm still trying to figure out everything. I don't know, I'm just winging this. So instead of trying to fix things right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and start my eye look. So I'm taking my white primer, and yeah, I'm just going in heavy on the lid, but remember I wanna extend it up here because I want this to be part of my eyelid look. I'm not used to having this much space for an eyelid. Usually I'll do a really cool eyelid look and then I open my eyes and it's gone. So this is gonna be fun. So we're gonna talk about snowflakes today. Now you've heard that no two snowflakes are exactly alike, and that is true. But especially if you're like me, you probably thought, well, the chances of there being an identical snowflake are pretty high. Like, there's so much snow, the Earth's been here for so many years that how is it possible that we haven't gotten the same exact shape of snowflake? Well, nobody ever said that we've never had the same shape. It's just that no two snowflakes are exactly alike. So let's delve into the chemistry of how that statement can be true. Well, you know that water is made up of oxygen and 2 hydrogens. And because snow is made out of water, it's the same thing. What happens is there's a dust particle in the air that once the air is cold enough, frozen water starts to collect on that dust particle and starts to form these crystals. Now, depending on the temperature, whether it's just barely below freezing or really, really below freezing, you'll get different shapes. Here I'm taking my red from my Morphe palette, and I'm just gonna be using this almost like a transition color. I'm actually switching over to my packing brush in order to get a lot of that pigment on. When water freezes, well, let's talk about water normally. Normally, you have a bunch of water molecules floating around, bumping into each other, just kind of like doing their own thing without any rhyme or reason. But then, once the water starts to get cold, it starts to get a pattern because it's slowing down. The bonds, they're kind of weak bonds that kind of hold the water molecules together. They start to become stronger because that's more of the force that's controlling them rather than their speed, because there's no heat anymore. So those bonds called hydrogen bonds start to take over and starts to connect the water molecules in a certain pattern. And that sounds really cool and really pretty, but realistically, that's what ice is. So it's nothing special. We see that every day in ice. Side note, I'm actually not liking the red that I'm using. It's just too pink. So I'm taking Mary Jo K liquid lipstick, that's what I'm trying to say, from Kylie. And I'm just gonna be using that instead. It's gonna be much richer in color. Still taking the same brush, and let's see how this looks. Also, it smells a lot better. Oh yeah, that's a much richer color. That's what I was looking for. So back to our conversation about snow. So ice is an example of how when water freezes, it starts to come together in these formations. Now, it's the same thing with snow, except snow has some time to start collecting more on top of it, more water molecules, and it's exposed to different pressures and temperatures so that it can form different shapes. So as the snow's falling and stuff, you have the ability to start building on the form that it already made. So the initial form is a hexagon because that's how the water bonds. I'm trying to explain this without actually showing you, but water is shaped like this, it's bent. So when it comes together, you have 6 of them that come together and they start to make a hexagon shape. That's the base of every single snowflake. And then it starts to build on top of that. So when you have temperatures that are really, really far below freezing, just super, super cold temperatures, your snowflakes, goodness, are gonna be more hexagonal shaped and not really have any branches on them. But when you have temperatures that are just barely below freezing, you get shapes where from that hexagonal shape, you start to get more water molecules on those corners, and then it branches out, you get more and more and more, and then on those branches you get more and more branching. So that's how you get different snowflake shapes. And it's pretty much that simple, that's how it is. Now, when people say you can never have 2 snowflakes that are exactly alike, well, in reality, you can have the shapes being exactly alike. But what you might not know is that hydrogen, normally it has 1 proton and 1 electron, but it can actually come in the form of a proton, electron, and a neutron. So if you know anything about chemistry, that'll trigger you to think, oh, well then that second hydrogen that I just talked about is heavier because the neutron adds more weight. And that hydrogen with a neutron is called deuterium, and it's called heavy water because water that we drink, water that we interact with every day, there's a portion of it that is deuterium instead of regular hydrogen. Well, the molecule will have oxygen and deuterium instead of oxygen and hydrogen. That's what I'm trying to say. So a portion of that is gonna be deuterium or hard water. So you can also deduce that snowflakes can sometimes be made of deuterium and oxygen instead of hydrogen and oxygen. So really, when you come down to it, if you have two snowflakes that are exactly the same shape, you can look at their molecular structure and you will have different amounts of deuterium in that crystal or that snowflake. And you'll never have the same exact shape with the same exact chemical setup. So that's what people mean when they say that you can never have two snowflakes exactly alike. You have to consider the chemistry behind it too. Now I'm taking that red from my Morphe palette. Hi. And I'm gonna be taking that red with my blending brush and just blending it up towards my fake eyebrow. So even though I didn't cover my eyebrows too well, I'm not a pro at it, I'm going close enough to my fake brows to kind of cover it up with this eyeshadow. And that was the point. I just really wanted a new eyebrow area so that I can have more eyeshadow. So what I've just done is taken a brown and just packing it on my new crease, and just to get some of a deeper effect. And then I took makeup remover and I put it on a Q-tip. And now I'm gonna be taking off an area because I wanna put green on top. And if I have red under green, it's gonna look what color? Brown. So no, we don't want that. I'm almost doing a wing liner shape with it. Yeah. I could finally see where this is going and I'm excited. Now I'm taking a baby wipe, cause yeah, and I'm just gonna get the bigger areas. Now after you're done, you wanna make sure to wipe off any excess makeup remover because you don't wanna have a layer of something that's trying to get rid of makeup underneath makeup. And then we're gonna take our primer and once again place it on our eyes. Okay, so now that I have the white base, I'm gonna be taking this green Jungle from my Bird of Paradise palette, and I want to put it on the outer corner because the inner corner I'm gonna be doing a cut crease. And wow, you see how vibrant this green is? Since we don't have any red below it and we have a white base, it's just really vibrant. Okay, so I need to start being careful because I'm getting a little bit of brown from mixing green and red. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do a bit of a cut crease. Now I'm kind of liking where that crease is and how the green and the red look against each other, but just for the sake of making sure I don't get brown, I'm gonna do a cut crease with concealer. So I went ahead with my Utopia palette and I got this color Zen right here, one of my favorite glitter colors, and what is a Christmas look without glitter. So I put that on here, and now I'm gonna be taking a really light color. So I have this Pearlized, so it's this white one and it's from my Night and Day palette. And I want to put that in the inner corners more so that I can get a little bit of an ombre effect. Now I'm gonna be putting my eyeliner. Okay, so these kind of look like devil horns for a second, so I decided to put some white stripes to make them look like candy canes. Now I know the candy cane is usually white with a red stripe, but I already had the red down, so I had to go with this. Now I need to hurry up because I'm getting tired. So I'm gonna put red on my lower lashes. So as you can see, I threw on my lashes, did my bottom lashes, and I put some of that red lipstick underneath. And now just to finish it all off, you know what? There's never gonna be too much red. See, it works. I'm gonna be putting red lipstick to complete the look, and when I come back, ooh, highlighter. Hold on. Guys, I honestly feel like I could cry. This turned out so incredibly amazing. Like, this is the first look in a while that I am so deeply proud of. I don't even look like myself. Like, I can't recognize myself in the mirror. It's a little scary. I'm sorry, but like, this cut crease is phenomenal, and it just shows me that I can be bolder without the intention of going crazy and it still look good, because my eyebrows are only right here. I can do this cut crease with my eyebrows and it still can look good. So I'm glad that I was able to discover that. I cannot get over this look. The candy canes are great. I put a gold eyeshadow on my lips. I forgot the highlighter. Let's elevate this look even more. Just phenomenal. And I'm sure it would have looked good with my natural color hair, but I definitely needed to elevate this look. Oh my gosh, like, so happy with it. Anyway, I'm so glad you guys were with me for this process, and that hopefully you guys learned something, not only about makeup, but about snowflakes and how that works. And sorry, I'm getting distracted, just like, so good. Please, if you recreate this look, I need you to show me. Like, I need you to show me and take it up a level, seriously, because like, yeah, let's start this trend. Anyway, have a great day, guys, and Merry Christmas. I will see you guys later. Bye. Don't get me wrong, you're a sight to see, with all faded photos of family.